Donald Trump has suggested arming teachers could help prevent massacres like last week's mass shooting at a Florida high school. The president made the comment during an emotional hour-long listening session at the White House with survivors of the February 14th shooting who urged him not to let it happen again.
I was reading today that a person 20 years old walked into a store and bought an AR-15 in 5 minutes with an expired ID. How is it that easy to buy this type of weapon?
How many schools, how many children have to get shot? It stops here with this administration and me. I'm not gonna sleep until it's fixed.
Trump's listening session took place as a youth-led anti-gun movement sweeps the US. Having always championed gun rights, Trump says he will tighten background checks for gun buyers.
Order. Questions to the Prime Minister.
The UK Prime Minister has told Parliament she wants all EU citizens lawfully living in Britain to remain after Brexit in 2019. Theresa May is also promising a streamlined system for them to register to be able to stay. Negotiations are at a key stage between London and Brussels.
He refers to the process for applying for settled status, and I can assure him it's not going to cost more than the cost of a British passport. EU citizens will have a period of 2 years to apply. It's going to be a digital system, it'll be streamlined, it'll be user-friendly, and it will ensure that this is as simple and easy a process for people as we can provide.
An anti-Brexit bus, emblazoned with the claim that leaving the EU will cost £2 billion a week, has set off on an 8-day tour of the UK. EU leaders have repeatedly warned Britain it can't have both freedom from the bloc's regulations and frictionless trade. Brussels also says the UK can't undercut tax, labour or other standards and must ensure a level playing field during the transition.
An explosive device has been thrown into the US Embassy compound in Montenegro, the government there says, adding that the person responsible then blew themselves up. It happened around midnight in the capital, Podgorica. Authorities believe the device was probably a hand grenade, but the motive for the attack is unknown. The US State Department confirmed what it called a small explosion near the US Embassy compound. While no one inside is reported injured, it said checks were being made on the safety of all staff. A security alert was issued with US citizens urged to avoid the embassy until further notice.
A spokesman for Turkey's president has warned of grave consequences after pro-Syrian government forces moved into Afrin in northern Syria. They are attempting to quash a Turkish offensive against the Syrian YPG militia in the Kurdish enclave. Ankara claims it's a terrorist group and an extension of the Turkish PKK, Kurdistan Workers' Party. Its spokesman said, "We're carrying out Operation Olive Branch under the framework of Turkey's rights, based on international law. Any steps to support the PKK in Afrin will be counted as a terrorist act, and those taking them will be a legitimate target." Ankara claims its troops and Syrian rebel allies have now pushed back the Syrian pro-government forces, claims which have been denied by its opponents. Turkey is now deploying special police forces across the border, which are said to be specialised in street-to-street combat. At least 44 people have died in Peru when a coach plunged some 100 metres into a ravine. It's the second major bus crash in the country this year. It occurred on a curve on the Pan American Highway in the Acona district. A passenger list suggests at least 45 people had signed up for the journey, but police say the number of dead and injured suggests more passengers had boarded the coach along the way. Some 20 people are said to have survived. Road accidents are common in Peru, where many highways are considered unsafe and bus drivers lack training. Last month, 52 people died when another coach collided with a truck and fell over a cliff. Since December, a team of archaeologists from the Museum of Copenhagen has secretly been excavating 20 skeletons discovered under City Hall Square. The bones belong to men, women and children who are believed to have lived around 1,000 years ago.
Archaeologists have dubbed them the first Copenhageners. The graves are lying just a metre under the asphalt on the busiest square in Denmark. And it's thought there are more skeletons below. It's hoped further tests on the skeletons will reveal new information about the people who helped found the Danish capital.
Congolese refugees in Rwanda say soldiers have shot and wounded at least 2 marchers protesting over food rationing at their United Nations-run camp. 2,000 refugees joined the protests. The UNHCR has cut rations because of funding shortages.
E deporte na caminho na despesa e espaço comercial na continuação.